Hey there, how's it going? What is up, everybody? Irish Orangutan is back to pass along what you need to know to get better at Madden and grow your Mutt team. Enjoy the show. So we have some news regarding Madden Ultimate Team 20, and the first thing that I did want to go over is the missions. It is going to be something that is similar to objectives, but it will be a little bit more of an in-depth approach, and it will take you to different areas within the game, and it will not be exactly what gives you the coins, but it will get you to the places where you can go out and get those coins. Um, so that is the first thing that I did want to note regarding that. It will be the first place that you do show up, um, and it will be more of a teaching directive for people that are just starting the game. So as you can see in some of these, it kind of shows you the first thing that is going on. House rules is just going to be up for 2 days. They want to push you to that. It has a great reward. Um, the loyalty, that's the next thing they're trying to push you towards. But really, those two things are for more advanced players. If you're just coming into the game and those are the first two things that you saw, you would probably be a little bit taken back again with the captain tokens at this point in the game. With the weekly objectives, this is getting a little bit more closely into what they would be doing. They did have mud squads in here before. That would be something that would be within those missions, and you would go in and do things like strengthening your offense, defense, and trying to get your team to be a little bit better to start the year. They do have a little bit of that at the beginning of the year, but that kind of cuts off. They're trying to get you into sets, getting you into purchasing things, helping you out with the market. So those are just things that they are trying to get you into. Um, Something going along with the market, they will be showing you a median auction price. Now, Mutthead does show now, so people going to Mutthead may decrease. They do have quite a few options there, so they may stick with that a little bit, but that is something of note. Also, power ups will be back along with training, and that will be one of your rewards from potentially buying one of the pre-order games. If you get one of the superstar levels, you will be able to get a small or large set of those. Another big thing, as we were talking about here with house rules, they will be coming back next year along with the training and power ups that we did discuss. But something that will be different with these, they this year was just a beta for these, so they just went in, tried to get you some good rewards, try to learn about a little bit of what the meta was and what you can possibly do to kind of change up the game. And they will allow for much shorter versions of games next year. So that will be an exciting way to get into games. Maybe not play for an hour to get through one game. There might be an opportunity to just play for 10 games, get a game done, and then kind of go on to the next thing and the rest of your day. So people who are not probably trying to play 8-10 hours a day will be able to take advantage of those house rules and maybe get those 10 rewards as well. They did discuss things like being able to just line up at the 25, play with college rules. So obviously, those games would go a little bit faster. Excuse me, college overtime rules. If I did not say that properly the first time, you're able to go in and play that way. If you're able to score a touchdown, get a 2 point conversion, and just hold the other team, and just not let them get across your goal line twice, you're able to win the game. And that is a tremendous way to go in and get great rewards. So hopefully they carry through and have the upper echelon of players coming out of packs with getting 10 wins again next year. Something that will be a big change up from the previous year is going to be the Madden challenges. This is going to be replacing solos. So with this, it will be a big change up. Um, they will have things like solo battles, so you'll be able to go in and play those again and just kind of have the same kind of set rewards for playing a certain amount of games. But with these men challenge, replacing these solos, hopefully I am able to say those correctly throughout. A big perk for this coming year is you will be able to quick load into those games, so you won't have to go to this main menu, or excuse me, um, this menu every time you want to get into the next game. You'll just be able to quick load into the next Madden challenge. And with those quick loads, if you're playing or want to play with a friend, excuse me, um, you don't have to play it as a solo, which I assume is why they're changing up the name of that. You can play it as a duo, so that is a good way to kind of play with friends if you are not able to play in your, I mean, just direct vicinity, or maybe not see them as much. You can chat and just kind of grind things this way as well, instead of FaceTiming or just chatting on the phone. A big change with these Madden challenges is going to be that you're going to be able to either play at an easy, medium, or difficult level. I did want to kind of show this in the gauntlet. You're able to go in and play at different levels, so you can think of it, it's going to be set up this way for each particular solo, so it's obviously going to be laid out very differently than this. But if you would want to go in and get 1 star, you could play the rookie. If you wanted to play veteran, you could get 2. If you wanted to play legend, you could get 3. Just for easy, medium, and hard difficulties on each of those solos. But within those particular solos, you are also able to go in and play. I don't think so. With these particular solos, you score a passing touchdown from 16 plays out. They also have things set up so if you go and throw for 8, or excuse me, within 8 plays, you're able to get a higher reward. Within each of the man challenges coming up next year, they will have things built in to each of those solos, so you're able to get another star for each of those. So if you're wanting to get those by easy and just go in and get those knocked out, you'll be able to do that. I'm sure they've figured out different ways of doing that, so maybe they'll just hide some of those different challenges in the medium and hard, so you're having to go back and play each of those. If you're able to just knock out the hard, maybe they have them just hidden in there as well, so you're not having to play the easy if you are at that specific skill level. I know they are thinking through some of that now, but I believe for each of those, you will have the opportunity to get 5 stars. So that is a huge plus and something that is kind of exciting. And if you don't get a particular achievement the first time you go through it, but you do complete it with 3 stars or complete the challenge, you can go back and play those. And these particular solos, if you were to complete it but not get the bonus reward, you would not be able to go back in and play that. So that will be a huge plus as well. With those side challenges, it's really working to make a different feel for each game. There will be those superstar abilities that go in and make each game feel a little bit different. Each team that you play will have players that are a little bit different and are able to um, just go and um, do different things on the field. Obviously, playing Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, a little bit different feel for the game. They'll have a different skill set and be able to lead their team differently. That will be demonstrated even more next year. Really, a fast and a slow quarterback is really the big difference in between gameplay this year when you're playing the CPU. Usually, the faster quarterbacks do not have awareness just built in. It's really kind of weird that they have it built like that in the game, but those quarterbacks just make decisions that aren't as good, so you're able to get more interceptions from them, and with the slower quarterbacks playing as a CPU, they just throw better passes and have barely any incompletions, especially when you're playing on all Madden and aren't cheesing. So, um, hopefully next year they'll be able to balance that out and make the rushing quarterbacks a little bit more valuable and a little bit better for those CPUs. Obviously, when you're playing users, the faster quarterbacks are obviously more valuable because you're able to just use them in a better way and you're the person making decisions for them. And also, the difference in rewards in these particular things when you are getting those stars for knocking out those bonus things as well as completing them. Excuse me, you will not be getting rewards based on those for one solo. You have to complete a particular string of solos, and those stars will add up. So you might not be getting the top reward when you are all the way done. You might be 3/4 of the way done, and then there might be an auxiliary reward if you are able to complete it with all the stars. So people won't have to necessarily grind as hard. They'll be able to grind the things that they want to grind. So it's kind of a plus and a minus, but I think in some things, in some ways, it'll be much easier, and obviously in some ways, it'll be much harder as well. Like I was saying, things are getting changed up a little bit for particular players. Red chems on players are going to be going away. So, say Donovan McNabb, he is a little bit of a different example because he's able to scramble and play in the pocket very well. But the red chem will go away and he'll have specific abilities. So, say an Alex Smith, that's a little bit better of an example. He's a little bit more of a cerebral quarterback. He has some wheels, he can get around, but he's known for his more or less West Coast skill set. So he'll be based around that. He'll potentially have some things that make his awareness better and make his blocking around him a little bit better, the same way a Tom Brady would. So those things will be built into those players and make each game hopefully a little bit different and make players stand out and make them unique. You'll be able to have three of those um, superstar abilities on offense and defense. Teams won't be able to be completely overpowered, but if you are able to scheme those up correctly, you'll probably be able to overpower your opponent if your opponent does not know exactly which ones to use. Archetype ability is what I was getting at earlier, and the specific language that they will be using for, say, an Alex Smith compared to a Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson would be more of the speed outside the pocket quarterback. Alex Smith, obviously, inside the pocket. But that is what we have for today. Excited to bring you some news on Madden Ultimate Team for 2020. It will be a great year. Madden 19, I think, has been a tremendous year, and I'm excited to see what the team has to bring us next year. Let me know down below what you're most excited about and what you wish the team would have brought you that they might not have hinted at quite yet. Take care, everybody. Thank you for checking into the Irish Orangutan channel. Keep coming back for more Madden knowledge. There will be consistent videos up every week, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to see them all. Come by Twitch to engage and hit me up on